Oh, I'm live. Oh, right now the Dodgers are playing, but we don't care about that because ThursDIAZ is here for you every single week. Beto Duran, Joel Diaz, Roberto Diaz is showing up after his world tours wherever he was going. Bobby, we missed you. We missed you. We missed
I
you.
missed you guys too. I really did. I had some good time. I needed some time off. It was good. It was relaxing. But I really, really missed you guys. I wanted to get back, especially when I kept hearing like fans and everybody talking about the show and everything. I'm excited to be back, guys.
Oh, but you missed a lot. We got to fill you in, Roberto, because we had Toño showing up. Toño back-to-back weeks. Toño taking over the show. Toño making drinks. Toño was telling us, Roberto, you know how normally I say, okay, what's everybody drinking? Toño started the show saying, okay, here, cheers to this. I'm like, whoa, calmado. And
Hey, Joel told you. Joel warned you. He will take over the show.
I did.
And he did.
I warned him.
You were. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you. I'm glad to be back. I drove to Costa Mesa today and back.
Oh.
Got in a little while ago.
Why?
Well, I trained Cub Swanson,
Yeah.
MMA fighter from USC, and right now we're not that busy. So on Thursdays is like a light cardio day at the gym. So Antonio stayed behind, and Cub Swanson asked me if I could go over there to the UFC gym in Orange County.
Okay.
I drove out there to train him over there, spend half a day over there with him. It was great experience.
Yeah, Cub's a good dude. Roberto, you see we have new technology now. Hold on, can you see this? Right here, look at can you read that?
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Saludos, mi gente desde el Valle del Sur de Texas. Arturo Alvarado, saludos.
Yeah,
Saludos, Arturo.
Yeah, Arturo, our condolences. It says that you lost your grandmother 2 days ago, but you're here, and we will definitely cheer you up. So our condolences to you, Arturo.
Our prayers Arturo. For your grandmother. Rest in peace, Arturo.
There you go. And okay, so now there's technology. So in the past, you can now see things, right? You can see each other, or you can see what's going on, what it is, and all kinds of good stuff. Like we don't have to use the Skype anymore. Just go with the regular link. My mom, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
You're in trouble.
Oh.
Saludos, señora, saludos. No es cierto, está hablando con pura gente extraña.
No, porque mi mamá dice, tú nomás te sientas ahí enfrente de la computadora tomando, riéndote, ¿y qué estás haciendo? Y regresas tarde, right, mom?
Y tomado, borracho.
Roberto, last week lo regañaron. He told him he needs to go to church and he needs to read the Bible. His mom told him. Because the thing is, they send them another bottle or 2 bottles. They send them another bottle.
Oh my God.
Look, and his mom told him, Beto, you need to go to church. Beto, you need to read the Bible. And then his dad también le dijo, mijo, ya valió madre. An alcoholic.
Well, Letty, our good friend Letty, sent 2 bottles that got delivered. One of them for Razo. I delivered that one. So what's going on? All right, so before we get to the cheers and the drinks, make sure you guys rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. There is now an iTunes specific page. Roberto, we got to catch you up. A lot of stuff's going on. So if you go to iTunes,
That's awesome.
we have our own page that is available there. I uploaded last week's episode with Toño. So if you go to iTunes, you download, and all you have to do is type in ThursDIAZ, and you'll get the episode page. It is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're on iTunes, Spotify, you'll see the ThursDIAZ page. It is there right now. So rate, review, subscribe, all that other good stuff. ¿Qué pasó?
No te dilates.
No te dilates. I know. Okay.
I think we're going to end up soon.
Yeah, I think we're going to end very soon today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's going to be a short night, Roberto.
Tu hijo está en clases de tomar.
De catecismo.
Yeah, persínate. So go on iTunes. We rate, review. We have our own page now. So on iTunes, there it is. It's available there. iTunes approved it within a day. Usually it takes a couple days. So there you go. The logo was thanks to Imagine That Woodshop, and look what he did for us. Look at this.
I saw that. That's really nice, man.
Look at this sign.
Who made that?
Imagine That Workshop. My friend Gabriel made this, He delivered this today to my son's school. So that sign behind me, Bobby, the Beto Duran one, he made that
did
one.
too.
And then he made
And
one
he
for
made one for
Toño.
Toño.
Yeah, and then so today, this one, I was busy doing interviews for Golden Boy. Actually, Roberto, when you called me this afternoon, he was on the other line, and he's like, I want you to have the sign before the show tonight. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to go. He lives by St. John Bosco, where Mateo goes to school. I'm like, hey, can you drop it off to my kid? He drove to Mateo's school, dropped it off, and we have the sign here. So there it is. Imagine that workshop.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
The
so,
microphone, the gloves, the ThursDIAZ, that is amazing.
Yeah. So
And
he,
then it has the Beto Duran in the middle.
yeah, that's
Wait.
Right
that's my
there,
logo.
The Beto Duran.
Oh, yeah. On the mic, yes.
Yeah. There it is. So that's my logo right there. So once again, Gabriel, thank you so much. And that just goes to show like the love, the family that we've created. 'Cause
Absolutely.
last week, Roberto, we talked about what's going on, how we're going to continue the show, and we're just going to keep on going with it. That's why I created the own separate iTunes page for it. We now have a logo. He asked if I wanted it. I'm like, no, it's too much work because he's a professional. I'm like, that's too much work. He's like, boom, then, bop. I'm like, wow, that's great. So thank you so much. And all right, now we go. All right, what are you guys drinking? Let's talk with you, Bobby. What do you got?
I'm getting a little Blue Label served right now with a little hielitos ahí I had some wine earlier, so I'm ready to kick it off with some Blue Label.
And Coach, porque anoche mandaste un mensaje.
Cerveza favorita.
Oh, Dos X.
Dos X.
But yeah, but last night on Instagram, you said me and Razo, no tengan miedo. Like, you showed the entire bar.
Pero nadie se arrimó. I was by myself.
It was miércoles.
No, you know what? Actually, I feel bad because I did a little video of my bar, right? Because I got some other bottles,
Yeah.
the Julio bottles and stuff, and then I tagged you, and I tagged Rado. And this morning, Eric sent me a message. Hey, Coach, don't forget about me.
What Eric Peñarrieta?
Yeah, Eric P. Yeah, he goes, hey, Coach, don't forget about me.
I think I saw like the video of the bar. Somebody reposted it.
I did. Yeah. I reposted it, and I said, nope.
I'm like, ve cuántas botellas?
Casi no. Our good friend Chicano Golf, Joe Ash, said, oh, Coach needs more whiskey in that bar. I'm like, he only showed one side.
I know. I only showed a little bit. I didn't show the bottom part where the wine is and arriba. But, I mean, whiskey, I'm more of a tequila type of guy, but once in a while I have whiskey.
All right. And then I am drinking a beer from 818 Brewing, Hooked Me Up Matador Red, and then also Valley Girl Blonde. 818 Brewing in Canoga Park hooked me up, and they sent me some beers, right, Coach? And then today in LA it was like 90 something. I go inside the house, and my dad, he doesn't really drink anymore. Pero ahí tenía su cerveza. My dad was drinking a nice craft beer. My mom's yelling at him, esos son de Beto para su show, right? And my dad's like, pero está tan buena. Está tan buena.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
So he enjoyed the beer.
I almost opened a new bottle today. Well, a brand new bottle because it hasn't been opened. I almost opened it today for the show, but I said, nah, this is going to be, and not that it's not a special occasion to be back, but that this has something more special. Somebody gave me a beautiful bottle of Don Julio Real.
What is that?
On my 50th birthday.
Yep.
Thank you, Coach.
Oh, Coach gave it to you.
I haven't opened it. And today
really?
I said, you know what? I was going to open it. But I said, no. I don't want to just have one sip or two. You know what? Ese día va a ser una buena borrachera.
Yeah, I remember.
Celebrate that one.
Yeah, for your 50th birthday, te compré una de Don Julio Real.
Yeah.
Añejo.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to open today. That's the one I was going to open today. I haven't opened it, but I'm going to open it with you.
Wow, there you go.
Beto, of course.
No, porque I'm not man enough to drink that. I'll look at it. Why let it go to waste?
If you don't know what the Julio Real is this bottle right here.
Oh.
Beautiful bottle, and very good tequila.
This is a very, very nice tequila bottle right here.
Uf, qué bonito, qué bonito. All right, let's get going. ThursDIAZ special edition today. A short show because we know there's a lot of stuff going on. And what I want to talk about this one is what's going on. Right, Roberto, you're back, so now we can finally talk to you. Contracts have been signed. There's more shows coming up for Golden Boy to finish up the year. Let's get the news. Today, for Golden Boy, I did the interviews with Marlene Esparza, Sulem Urbina, and that was good. Alexis Rocha and Rashid Yales. I even got Alexis to talk a little bit. And then Jaime Munguia and Turiano Johnson. And I didn't know Turiano spoke Spanish because he trained with a Cuban team for 9 years, so he sounded like a Cuban. It was going back and forth. It was interesting to hear their conversations. And Turiano Johnson, Roberto, I love the guy because he speaks in the third person. During the interview, he was saying, it's because Turiano Johnson wants this, and Turiano Johnson wants that. I'm like, is this Ricky Henderson or who? Like, that's going to be a fun fight on the 30th in India. That's a good card, Roberto.
You know what, Beto? And it's not because obviously we're promoting it. When we work on a card, we want to do a card that we know as fans. Would I watch it? Would I pay for it? Would I support it? We need more fights like this, and not because we're doing it, but these are fights that from top to bottom are going to be fun to watch. And I say it not to promote it. I say it because it's real. I mean, let's start from the top. Munguia and Johnson. It's a real fight. It's going to be a fun fight. Does Munguia have the edge because he's younger, he's undefeated, he's more talented, whatever you want to say. But you know what? You can't count the old veteran out because Turiano knows that a win over Munguia puts him in the big money fights. Mm-hmm. And the guy can fight. The guy can take a punch. The guy can brawl. He likes to go toe-to-toe. Munguia has been boxing a little bit more. However, what happens if Munguia gets hit and hurt? He's going to go back to what he's always done. Trade. If that happens, you got an all-out war, and that's going to be fun. The co-main event, I saw a little bit of the back and forth. It could easily steal the show. Mm-hmm. You got speed against power. You got lightning, thunder versus lightning. I mean, two undefeated young fighters willing to put it on the line to see who belongs. And they both believe in each other. Obviously, they've never lost. So they both believe they should win and can win. And they're going on to bigger and better things. So that fight right there can steal the show. Sulem Urbina and Marlene Esparza.
Oh, I mean, that got good. That got good.
Personal. I mean, they have history from the amateurs. They have history from the pros. They, Marlene has the name in the amateurs and the pros. Sulem wants that. And Sulem says, you know what? I'm going to get you. And I'm going to bring it. And Marlene's like, no way. I'm not going to go back-to-back losses. So the whole Beck the Bully's back. And Beck, it's funny because I read the other day on Twitter, on social media, somebody say, Beck against Berlanga. And then comments were, no, Berlanga, who's 14-0, 14 knockouts, all in the first round. They're saying, no, he needs a little bit more experience for Beck. That's the first time I hear that a fighter with 14 fights needs more experience to fight a guy with 5 fights. But Beck is on, I'm not even going to say a fast track. I'm going to say on the Ferrari track because this guy is going an hour. And you'll see by the opposition he's willing to face, not just talking to face, willing to face. He'll get in the ring. Look, Campa, he's no joke. He went the distance with Ballard, who's 20-0.
Yep.
And not too long ago at Fantasy Springs, the kid can fight, he can brawl. And Beck at 5 fights is going in against him. Then you got Lamont Roach coming back, who's been waiting to get back to show the people, look, I had a bad night in the world title fight, but I learned, and I'm back. And then you got Tristan, one of the young cruiserweight. Yeah. Eventually, he's going to be a heavyweight. He's so young, fast, explosive. I mean, I'm excited about the card. And that's enough. The people do not want to miss this card. It's going to be a fun, from top to bottom, It's gonna be a fun card.
Yeah, I saw it on paper. I'm like, this is a good card, October 30th on the zone. And then today, after doing the interviews, I'm like, hey, this is going to be a good one, especially Rashidi Ellis and Alexis Rocha, Thunder and Lightning going back and forth against that. Coach, you have Beck. How's he looking? Obviously, he's hurting Toño. But besides that, how is he doing?
He's doing great. He's very disciplined. He works really hard, extremely hard. He's been in camp for a while. He's on weight. He did 10 rounds the other day with two young kids, really strong. And you can see the potential that this kid has. I mean, he's very, very good when he boxes. He can box, but he just gets bored and he wants to go right away for the attack. Had a couple of kids. They came down to spar him. He's really, really strong. Really strong. And for this fight, you're going to see Beck going in there and destroying this guy. Even though this guy has experience, he's strong, he's tough, Beck has everything to hurt this kid because he's ready, he's prepared. And he has that one punch that you don't see coming that will hurt you.
Wow. And I've been noticing, I see some pictures that Alex puts out there. They're training in the front yard, huh, at night?
No, what happens is the strength and conditioning coach, because certain gyms are closed. He has his setup in his garage.
Oh, okay. It's just
Benjamin Hernandez. He's our strength and conditioning coach. And before the pandemic, he was training out of a gym where he trained all the boys. But since the gyms are not fully open yet, and he has different sessions with boys. Like last night, he took them swimming. They did some swimming at a pool right there where I have the camp house for the boys. And like the other days, he does conditioning out of his garage. He has a nice setup in his garage, and that's where he does all his strength and conditioning. That's why it looks like he's outside the driveway in the garage.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right, Roberto's there. See, Roberto, we didn't even know you were gone right there. That's how good the technology is right now.
Hey, this technology is too far in advance. Let's go back to the old one.
All right, what I wanted to do today was something different. Normally we talk about the stories, but the boxing is picking up right now. We never break down fights. We never get into who's going to win or anything like that. But I think this weekend is going to be something different for the boxing community. Saturday night, Oscar De La Hoya even tweeted about it. He's happy to see it. Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko, free on ESPN. Roberto, you work for a company that built itself on pay-per-view. It's what everybody does now. I don't remember an era of free boxing of this level. Even as a kid, it was always a pay-per-view. You'd go to somebody's house and they had the black box. And then, I think, ABC used to show fights, but they weren't big-time fights when I was a kid. How cool is this that you could watch it?
Beto, this is a fight, and I'm saying it again. I'm not promoting it. It's on my show, but I'm promoting the fight. This is the fight that fight fans need to watch. It's a great fight. Like you said, it's on free TV. There's no reason not to watch it if you really love boxing. Because of this fight, I know who Lomachenko is. This is a fighter that I was very close to signing to Golden Boy when he was going to go pro. But I became a big fan of Teofimo Lopez right now. Right now. Because of this fight. Why? This is what boxing is all about. A young fighter willing and daring to be great. And putting everything on the line. People in boxing, we've talked about it in the past. They're never happy. Regardless of what happens, enjoy the fight, because what happens, then they'll go criticize he shouldn't have taken it this early, or Lomachenko was too, he shouldn't have taken it. After the fact, it's very easy to comment. Right now, before the fight, this is what boxing really needs. Teofimo reminds me of Marco Antonio Barrera when he fought Nassim Hamed. Nobody gave him a chance. Yeah. He's the big young bull. Lomachenko's, you can't beat him. He's untouchable. He shouldn't beat him. I mean, he does things so awkward and different than anybody. That's Hamed. Barrera wasn't supposed to beat him. But Teofimo's showing me one thing that I'll pick up. He's pouring confidence. I mean, the confidence in himself is tremendous. And when you have a fighter that's confident, that I don't care what you're going to do, I'm going to beat your ass, it's going to be hard to beat him. Now, on the other hand, you got a fighter that does things that I've never seen been done before. So it's a great fight. It has youth, size, power against technique, skill, level. I think at the end of the day, what's going to make the difference is the experience. Lomachenko is so experienced that when he's in the ring, he's as cold as ice. You're not going to get a reaction from him. He's so cold. He's been through injuries, broken hands, hurt shoulders, and he's fought through it. Even in the second fight with Salido, low blows, everything, headbutts, elbows, everything. But he went through it. So he's been through hell and gotten through. Teofimo has knocked everybody out, looked spectacular. He's been doing everything he's supposed to do as a young, tremendous prospect. But he hasn't been through hell yet. And the question is, what is he going to do when things aren't going right? I see a very good fight, a very competitive fight for the first 4 rounds. And from the 5th round on, a domination. Yet, it's still a good fight. It's one of those fights that are always competitive because Teofimo can end it with one punch.
Look at Roberto, you're getting all fired up for it. I love that.
I'm fired up for the fight. I love it. Again, it's a Barrera Hamed, in my personal opinion, with a different outcome. This time, the Hamed side wins.
I always know when a fight is crossing over because I'll start getting text messages from people who are in other sports asking me about it. Like Canelo Triple G, that's what people would always ask. Or Mayweather Pacquiao. I've been getting messages about, hey, is this Teofimo kid, or they call it Teo, is this Teo kid for real? Is he just talking? Because people have seen Lomachenko, but Lopez at 23, the Olympian from Honduras, you're right. The confidence that he exudes, I've never met him. I've never been around him. But watching his interviews this week, I'm like, this guy no tiene miedo a nadie. And coach, when you have a fighter like that, how do you keep him? Hey, it's one thing to have the confidence, but another thing not to be overconfident.
Well, some fighters feel that they're unstoppable. I mean, we've talked before in the past. We talked about fighters, and we mentioned this a certain amount of times. Look what happened to Antonio. Thinks Lopez is going to win.
Yep.
He's not.
You got Loma.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I got Loma. I got Loma by stoppage before the 10. Honestly.
Okay.
And Roberto said it just the way I said it. I said it's gonna take Lomachenko a couple rounds, few rounds to figure him out. I mean, don't get me wrong. If Teofimo catches Loma early, he can hurt him. I mean, early. But if he doesn't, if he goes 3-4 rounds after that, Loma's gonna dominate him. He's gonna take him into deep water, and he's not gonna know what to do. I understand that Teofimo hits hard. Jorge Linares hits hard too with the right hand. Look, I can tell you this: Linares has knocked down 90% of all his sparring partners with the right hand.
Yes.
He dropped Lomachenko, and Lomachenko got up and dominated. I'm gonna tell you the difference. The difference in this fight is this: Loma is gonna be hurting Teofimo Lopez to the body because Loma's gonna be loading up on the right hand. Loma's too smart. As soon as Lopez starts loading up on the right, Loma's gonna start hitting him to the body, and I can tell you this. Honestly, I'm predicting a stoppage before the 10. Loma winning the fight. But it's good to have confidence. We had Dominic Salcido. Dominic Salcido was unstoppable. I mean, Roberto can remember that. When you talk to Dominic Salcido, when he was early in his career, like that, nobody could beat him. Nobody could touch him. And the way he spoke, like, come on, coach. I mean, this is easy. This is no problem. This is easy work. I got this, And that's the confidence that a fighter has. You gotta have the confidence. And it's he's very marketable. Yeah. Teofimo Lopez is very marketable. by doing what he's doing, he's selling his fight. You know, people are interested in watching the fight based on what he's been doing. He's been
You
talking,
know what I like
honestly,
about? Oh, go ahead, coach. Go ahead.
honestly, the fight is a great fight. But for some people, they don't know. They don't know who Teofimo Lopez is. But now that Teofimo was making all this, talking, it's great because it sells the fight. It sells the fight for the people. The fans are like, man, this kid really, he really feels he's gonna win, and he's talking
No,
so much. And yeah,
and you're right
he's talk.
because Lomachenko doesn't talk,
No,
a lot. He doesn't really push those buttons that the fans sometimes crave to see. He does his talking in the ring. So if he had like when him and Donato fought, there was a lot of respect. There was a lot of
yeah,
experience. There was no need to talk outside. Look, we're going to talk in the ring. Teofimo is doing a great job outside of getting his name, his brand out there. People, if he wins, shit, people are going to say, hey, this kid's a badass because he knew, he said it, and he did it. So he's doing what he's supposed to do as a young fighter, strong fighter, energy. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to have the confidence. You're not supposed to go in there and I'm gonna do my best and hopefully I can.
Yeah.
But yes, I like the energy he's putting out there. I can see even with a loss, and people can't say if he loses, oh, he wasn't that good. Bullshit. He's losing to Lomachenko. If he loses to Lomachenko, who's pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world.
yeah, exactly.
Teofimo will be better tomorrow after the fight because he's going to learn a lot. And all the great fighters lost. I really see, and people are going to go crazy on me and this and that, but I see a little bit of Roberto Duran. I see a little bit of Roberto Duran. That a little bit of malo, a little bit of, mira, me gana este loco, he's disrespecting me. Sugar Ray Leonard, Duran, I see that. And history repeats itself. Hey, thought Duran was going to be better the first time. And
Now,
he did.
when you have a fighter like Teofimo, coach, he's also not a club fighter. He's been asking for this fight for over a year, and people were telling him, slow down, and he was like, no. I forget what fight he went where he went the distance with a tough veteran, and people are like, oh, he didn't look good tonight. It's all out of hype. But those kind of fights help you. You need that development. But at the same time, coach, and Roberto, you know this, when you're in there, forget what you've done in the past. That puncher's chance, right? How can Teofimo win, coach? I know you say you have Loma, but how can he? If you were coaching him, what would be the strategy?
It's very complicated to put a strategy to beat Lomachenko because Loma is really smart. Basically, let's look at it this way. The only loss that Lomachenko has was to Salido, right? So basically, you have to make it a dogfight. You have to get in there and make a fight like Salido, like the way Maidana used to fight. Styles like Maidana, like Salido, like Omar Figueroa can ruin your nights because they don't let a technician think to be technical. They go in there and they just look what Maidana did to Broner. I look at it this way: Broner, a technical fighter, really good, classy. Maidana has no style. It's just he goes in there and he just fights. Going back to the same thing, this is a great fight. It's gonna take Lomachenko a couple rounds to figure out Teofimo Lopez, but don't get me wrong, Teofimo is dangerous because he's young, he's strong, and he has pop. If he catches Loma early in the rounds and hurts him, he can finish him. But I don't see that happening. But he has a chance. Look what happened. Like Roberto just said, if he loses to Loma, he loses to pound for pound one of the best fighters in boxing right now. Look what happened to Canelo Alvarez when he lost to Floyd Mayweather. And look what is that? There's a great example. Look, Canelo took the chance, took the risk. You know what? I'll beat Mayweather. I'm going to do it for my fans. I'm Mexican and I'm going to beat this guy. He went in there, did his best, fought a veteran fighter with a lot of skill, walked out, and look where Canelo is right now. That's a similar path that Teofimo Lopez can walk if worst case scenario he loses to Lomachenko. You know what I mean? He's losing to the best pound for pound fighter in the world. He can come back, and besides Lomachenko, I don't think there's anybody in that division that can beat Teofimo Lopez. As long as he don't lose that fight, because fighters can get demoralized due to a victory. If he maintains that positive mentality, losing to Lomachenko, losing to one of the best fighters the best fighter pound for pound in the division, come back. There's nobody at 135 that can beat him.
Hector does a great job with the top rank. Says natural 126 versus a big 135. Loma's not stopping Teofimo. Okay,
but
stopping him
you know
before
what?
the 10.
That's Beto. Normally, Hector would be right, but Lomachenko's not your average fighter. He's not your average fighter. He's not a regular 126 going to 135. And look, with all due respect, he's not Leo Santa Cruz going up against Gervonta. Lomachenko is one of those fighters like a Sugar Ray Leonard, like a Manny Pacquiao, like an Oscar de la Hoya that can go up the distance and beat better and bigger fighters because of his ability. Not just a naturally smaller fighter going up and fighting a bigger guy. Normally, yes, Hector would be right. The bigger guy is going to win. But here you have an amazing 126 who's been doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing at 135. But again, going back to what Coach said, Teofimo, he could be fighting smaller guys like other 135 pounders that are, going and fighting 126 world champions. He could be milking his reign and fighting nobody and defending his title and making money and I'm the champion and I'm the best. He's fighting one of the best fighters in boxing, period. And not only is he fighting him as an opponent, he's in there saying, I'm going to beat him and believing it. So you got to applaud the kid. The kid is going to be win, lose, or draw. To me, he already won.
And just for the record, Coach, you are saying Lomachenko stops him? Roberto, what did you say?
I say that Lomachenko from the fifth round on, puts on a clinic and wins a unanimous decision.
All right, and Toño is going with Lopez. Toño, our official statistician of ThursDIAZ. He and Razo have their own show, so don't worry about it. They're going with that. Now,
Look,
go ahead, Coach. Go ahead.
One more thing.
No, dale.
Remember when Lomachenko fought Salido?
Yep.
What beat Lomachenko that day was the experience of Salido. Right, Roberto?
Correct. Yes, absolutely.
Right.
You cannot buy experience.
You cannot buy experience. That night, they have a kid that was two-time Olympic gold medalist, which is Lomachenko, right? Fighting a Mexican fighter that is rugged, and he didn't have a great record.
Let's be honest. Not one of the best fighters.
No.
In boxing, just a tough cabron. A tough cabron.
Yeah.
Exactly, but it's experience. And what happened that night? Experience beat Lomachenko. Right now, Lomachenko, I think, has plenty of experience, and he went through hell and back. He already walked on fire. Now he's going to apply the same thing that Salido applied to him to a young, hungry prospect, which is Teofimo Lopez. That's my opinion.
And remember, when Lomachenko fought Salido had probably like 50 fights. Lomachenko was in his second fight. He was supposed to be, in boxing terms, Lomachenko should have been fighting a 6 or 8 rounder. He went 12 rounds. This is a guy that's already been through hell. When he fought Linares, and I know this for a fact, it's not that it was an excuse after, he popped his shoulder in the second round. Basically fought Linares one-handed. And he won. When he got dropped by Linares, of course I was happy. I was like, I knew it. We have a chance. I knew it. But when he got up in front of me, I could see he wasn't hurt. And when he went back to the corner, cold as ice. For a fighter that's never been dropped, gets dropped, hey, what's going on? For a fighter that popped his shoulder, I'm going to fight. He could have quit. Nobody would have given him shit. But he did it. This guy has seen it all. 400 fights in the amateurs, he's seen it all. There's nothing that can show him that he's going to be like, oh my God, I haven't seen this.
I'm excited because Saturday night on ESPN, free TV. And that's the thing. On this show, Coach, we don't ever talk about upcoming fights or this and that. But this is a different kind of fight. Hey, look, I've been trying to change the subject. You guys are still going. So dale, Coach. Síguele.
No. The thing is this. I know that there's a lot of comments based on this fight.
Yeah.
And they're saying, Loma will not stop Lopez. A lot of people think that Loma doesn't have the power to hurt Lopez. But look, don't tell me Linares is a weak fighter. I've seen Linares. Linares is one of the guys that has been through the worst, and he's strong, mentally strong, physically strong. And you know how Loma beat him? By just touching him to the body from beginning till the moment he stopped him. It's not that he has a knockout punch. A lot of people don't see Lomachenko knocking you out with one instant punch. He breaks you, and he is torturing you slowly along the rounds. When he stopped Linares, he stopped him with a body shot, and it was a perfect time shot. Now he's walking in the ring against a wild fighter that was gonna go in there and try to knock him out. You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna execute the power on Lopez, and he's gonna use his punches that come with power to execute the body and hurt him to the body slowly, slow him down. That's what I'm telling you. That way, he dominated Linares. That's the way he's gonna dominate this young kid. Because I don't think Linares was a pushover. He's never been a pushover, and I don't think Teofimo Lopez is stronger mentally and physically than Jorge Linares.
And I'll tell you, when Linares, Beto, he told me after the fight, I'm like, what happened? We were close on the cards. It was even. One judge had it for Loma, one for Linares, one draw. I'm like, what happened? Loma's very smart. And I tell a lot of fighters, not every punch has to be hard. You're going to get tired. You're not going to be relaxed. Loma's a very relaxed fighter. What he did was, if you watch the replay, he touched Linares up top. Touch. Linares got comfortable, and he snuck in a little body shot. But you know, when you're a pro this many years and you're a veteran, you know how you don't have to make it look like I'm going to hurt you. You just touch it and push it through, and that hurt him. When you're young and strong and nobody can beat me and have the lack of experience, everything has to be loaded up, and you're going to show it. This guy's seen it. That's where I agree with Coach. He's seen it. Yes, he's bigger, he's stronger, but look, bigger and stronger hasn't always won the battles. David and Goliath.
No, Roberto, you said you wanted to sign one of them, or you saw one of them early on?
Before he signed with Top Rank, we had a meeting.
Who?
Lomachenko, his father, Aegis, his manager. We had a meeting at the Golden Boy office. After our meeting, he walked out of Golden Boy office and he told his manager, I'm signing with Golden Boy. Obviously, I didn't know that. And his manager, rightfully so, said, look, we have a couple other meetings to go to. Whoever sends the best offer, that's who we'll consider and we'll sign with. Things happened, and we didn't put in the offer. Top Rank put on the best offer, and they signed him. And props to Top Rank. Look, he's done a tremendous job. But, yeah, we were this close, and I guess we would have been the ones to sign him. And every time I see him, I give props to Top Rank, and I pull a couple hairs extra because he is a different fighter than what we've normally seen. He's one of those Sugar Ray Leonard, Muhammad Ali, Oscar de la Hoya, those special fighters that only come around once every 20 years.
So is he the one where you're like, damn, he got away? Is he the one?
Every time.
Wow.
Every time.
Wow.
Yeah, he fought on the undercard Pacquiao. I think it was when Bradley fought Casamayor. He fought on that card. I think that's where he made his pro debut. That's when I met him. When they're like, "Oh, that kid right there is a two-time Olympic gold medalist." That's when I met Lomachenko, and since that moment, following the kid, great fighter, great boxer.
Oh, that'll be a good one. Saturday night on ESPN. I said this
And
is
Rashidi Ellis and Alexis Rocha. Hey, that's going to be a similar. You got power against speed, against technique, against. It's going to be beautiful.
that'll be October 30th on DAZN. So that was cool.
October, Halloween month is going to be. Hey, it's going to be spooky. The whole month of October.
And coach, va a matar un chivo. We're doing it all over there in Indio.
Look, that night right there is like it's gonna be. Honestly, I mean, I've been analyzing the whole card, Roberto. Congratulations, felicidades, putting such a great card together because, I mean, I know every fighter on the card and the matchups that you guys did is great. I mean, every fight. I mean, I'm gonna be in the dressing room, and I'm gonna be watching the fights on my phone because I don't want to miss any of the fights. That's one of the cards that I'm like, I don't want to miss not even one fight. I mean,
Thank you.
If I'm gonna be. I mean, there's times in which you're in the dressing room, you know, there's somebody fighting, and you're like, you don't care, you don't give a shit about who's in the ring. That is one card where I don't even want to miss one fight because.
Thank you.
From Lamont Roach, Rocha Ellis, I mean, Munguia and Johnson, Urbina and Esparza, Beck. I mean, we're gonna be with Beck, and then Soto. I mean, every single fight is an explosive fight, and I want to watch every single one. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be in the dressing room. I'm gonna have my phone there. So I'm gonna be watching every fight.
Yeah, and Coach Aldahir, our good friend Aldahir Gonzalez said it was Bradley Marquez where Loma made his debut. So there you go.
Little encyclopedia.
Thank you, Gallo. Thank you. He's doing his work, Roberto. He's doing his homework.
He's gonna take over Antonio's job.
Well, Antonio already has his own show.
Antonio has his own show. Hey, Roberto, Beto was impressed at Antonio's memory.
Oh my God!
I mean, people see Antonio and they're like, that guy don't have a brain. But honestly, he'll tell you the day, the year, the month, the weather of whatever you ask him.
But he doesn't know where he was at today, but he knows exactly what happened on every single fight.
Hey, so I know it's his birthday today. I want to say happy birthday to Jesus Soto Caraz.
Oh!
Un abrazo. One of our tremendous warriors, great friend. And today, when I was thinking about him because of his birthday, I said, hey, una pelea más. What a fight.
Don't do it.
Jesus Soto Caraz against Antonio Diaz. Ching!
No, Roberto, no. Hey, Roberto, a fight between Antonio and Soto Caraz, you don't bring judges. You bring the morgue and put it right there next to the ring.
You just bring popcorn.
Yeah, Roberto, when you mention Soto Caraz, I'll never forget when he fought in Tucson, and we're in the fighter meeting, y le hace, pues, estaba ahí haciendo peso, dice, y me fui al Swami, me dice, y estaba ahí y compré una libra de uvas. Dice, estaba pesando como 151, dice. Y me fui a Swami y compré una. Y dice.
Pero que pesó las uvas.
No, por eso, pesó las uvas. Y dice, y las puse en el freezer, Joel. Dice, y estaba mirando televisión, dice, y se me antojaron las uvas. Dice, y me fui y empecé a comer uvas. Y todo el tiempo pasa que cuando empiezas a comer uvas, no para, Roberto. Dice Toño, send me the contract.
I know. Toño said, send me the contract. Hey, es Diaz. Es Diaz. Este gallo no se raja.
But look, what do you say? Pay me with what?
Pay me with pizzas.
You see that? Roberto, I remember Soto Caraz saying, mira, Joel, yo pues estaba batallando para peso y dije, me faltan 2 libras. Y agarré una libra de uvas, la puse en el freezer, dice, y estaba mirando y empecé a comerme las uvas. De repente, ya cuando me las acabé todas, dice. Y voy y me peso, dice. Subí como 3 libras o 4 libras, dice, para batallar, otra para bajarlas, dice, ay, madre. Por un boy, cada vez me acuerdo, ¿sabes qué? cuando hay historias como
I
esas, me
think
acuerdo.
that's when he fought. I think that's when he fought Abreu.
No, he fought in Tucson. Actually, that was
Abreu.
Cesar Diaz's last fight.
I think it was Abreu. He lost. He
Abreu?
got stopped. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was Abreu. But he told me the story and he was like, "How did you gain more than what it was worth?" He goes, "I don't know. Yo las pesé una libra and I gained like 5 or 10 pounds." I'm like,
Yeah, you're right. He fought Juan Carlos Abreu. He got stopped in the 8th round.
Yeah.
In
That was it,
2017. 2017. So
When
it's
I listen to stories like that, I'll never forget. Una vez el travieso Arce me dice, mira Joel, lo más difícil del boxeo es bajar peso, dice. Y I'll never forget, porque cada vez que lo miro le recuerdo. Y me dice, mira, me acuerdo en las últimas peleas que hacía, dice, para bajar peso era un problema tan feo, Joel, que me iba a dormir seco, dice. Una vez estaba soñando, dice, que iba por un safari, un desierto, dice, seco, dice. Y luego miré una cascada, dice, de Gatorade morado, dice.
Oh.
Dice, y soñando, me acuerdo que me la arrimé y le hice así como a agarrar el Gatorade y me desperté y dice, nomás a la pura baba seca aquí, dice, pero bajar el peso es lo peor, dice, cuando estás ya al último, que no tienes nada en tu cuerpo, sueñas que estás tomando agua, sueñas que agarras un Gatorade, sueñas de todo, dice. Por eso, para mí, lo más difícil del boxeo es hacer el peso.
these guys, the stories that we hear. More people checking in right now. And since we're talking about birthdays, also a special happy birthday to Corta Cheques, Marco Pelayo from Golden Boy, the accountant.
Yes, sir.
It's his birthday today, so
Marco.
happy birthday,
Marco.
Marco Pelayo.
Happy birthday, Marco. Happy birthday to Chimpa, too. Chimpa was, a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Yes,
Joel,
sir.
Al Chimpa González.
everybody's
Yeah,
having
we had a
birthdays.
lot of birthdays. Joed Gonzalez, Mercito Gesta. There was a lot of birthdays
Carlita.
this month.
Oh, yeah,
Carlita,
también.
that's right.
Carlita.
Carlita. Hey,
Yeah.
that's right.
Carlita, who will never watch the show, so happy birthday to Carlita. She's 25. She works. Everybody in Golden Boy operations. Everybody's happy. Everybody who had a birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Ramiro.
Hey,
Ramiro's
talking about
birthday, I
Carlita, she
think,
just walked
today.
in.
No, she didn't.
Ramiro's birthday.
Yeah,
Yoshi's
Carlita went.
birthday.
No way. Carlita is not
Yeah.
there. No.
We're saying happy birthday to Carlita and she walks in.
No, she didn't.
Oh, no way.
Let's see. There's no way she'll get in front of the camera. Oh, she got in.
Yeah, I told you.
Wait, hold on, Carlita. We got to get evidence that Carlita. Don't go nowhere. Come on, Carlita. Lower down. Get lower. Carlita. There you go.
Hey, Carlita needs to take a shot because it's her birthday. Un shot de tequila, que le sirvan un
Oh,
shot.
no. Roberto, no empieces, no.
It's your birthday.
Not in public either.
Well, happy birthday,
It's your
Carlita.
birthday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Robbie. Thank you, Beto.
Happy birthday, sweetie.
Nice
Wow.
talking to you.
Yeah, get out. Yeah. Go ahead. Get out of here.
I'm taking my time. Carlita, happy birthday.
So Carlita works for Golden Boy in the operation. She's very important to the fight world and the fight game, especially at Golden Boy. So you have the chairs, the tickets, all that stuff. The unsung heroes, people behind the scenes on the operation side. So it was her birthday. I think she's 21, maybe. I don't know, maybe 15. Who knows? But yes, happy birthday. To her. Maybe there it is. So happy birthday to everybody who had a birthday. Let's go on. A couple more minutes. Then today's show is going to be short because I got to get going. I got to go pick up the kid afterwards. So
He's fine.
No, but I got to pick him up.
Okay.
Uber.
During the pandemic, no Uber. No, it's all right. It's a little different story. But no, he's at basketball practice, so we got to take care of that kid right now. All right, as we wrap it up, thanks a lot to everybody who is available to us right now. Subscribe, rate, review. Oh, otro? ¿Quién es esta, coach?
This is Juliana.
Hey, Juliana!
Put her in here. Say hi, Beto. Hi, Roberto.
Hi.
Hi, Juliana. Do you like going to the fights, Juliana?
Huh?
Do you like when you go to the fights?
Sometimes.
Since Junior and Celeste not here, she's the one that fixes my computer.
Oh, you're in charge of the computer? Well, thank you very much. You're the MVP.
IT.
She's my IT. She's my IT today.
There you go. Everybody, see, never know what's going on. Roberto, how's your drink, Roberto? Ya nomás. Sabroso. Oh, good show. All right, what's it called? Roberto, where did you go during these last couple weeks? Because you left us with Toño and you created a monster. Because the Toño show is coming. Him and Razo are on next level. We had Toño, Razo, Coach, and myself on all together. That's the technology. We can have up to 4 or 5 people if I want.
So I was in Puerto Vallarta one day. I logged on from Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
Then I was in Guadalajara for a few days. That was more of to visit family. And we had fires here, so I was like, should I stay? Should I go? What should I do? But we're good. The fires are contained, and we're almost completely down. So it's been okay. That's why I'm in the backyard now. I'm good. The fires, I think, are probably like 98% contained. So it should be coming down any minute now that they're going to turn them off.
Okay, all right. That's good. And Coach, this is something that I wanted to ask you. You were working with Cub Swanson today, and Cub, I got to know him a little bit because from working with Combate Americas, with his brother fought on the show. Real nice guy. I know he has that show in the gym in Orange County. You have a couple of MMA guys that come to your gym to train for boxing. What's it like working with those guys? Like, what do you teach them?
Boxing.
Is that just specific? Nothing else?
Just boxing. Because I started training Cub Swanson, I think it was 8 or 9 years ago. When he came to me, he wanted to learn boxing. And I don't know no wrestling. I never did wrestling, jiu-jitsu, none of that stuff. You know, no Muay Thai, no nothing. So it was all boxing. When he came to me, he wanted to learn to box. And actually, I'm going to tell you, Cub Swanson has been the only MMA fighter that has sparred every single one of my fighters, from Antonio to Julio to Bradley to Omar Figueroa. You name it, Cub Swanson was sparring partner for all those guys. He became such a great boxer. Actually, Roberto, Cub Swanson knows Clay Collard.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because Clay was doing MMA before.
He was in MMA. And actually,
Yeah.
Clay Collard lost to Holloway, a kid from Hawaii that beat Cub Swanson as well. And today, we were actually talking about it. You know what? Cub Swanson is such a great fighter, Roberto. That kid is very popular in the MMA, business. And at one point, he told me, hey, Coach, if I ever, stop this business and if I want to box, you'll be a good boxer. Because honestly, when I would put him to spar with Bradley, with Julio, with Antonio, with Omar, he was no pushover. He was an actual good sparring partner because he learned the boxing business, the boxing game really well. And today I told him, hey, I told Cub, hey, Cub, did you know that Clay Collard was actually, he's mentioned to be fighter of the year because he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He's fought like 4 or 5 times this year, and he's undefeated.
Yeah, he just came down with COVID, so he's not fighting Saturday. Yeah. He was supposed to be on the card for Saturday, but yeah, it's what I wanted to get to, Roberto, too, because this message came to me today. Somebody asked a question: when you work a fight for me, and a guy has an MMA background, do you automatically think they're going to lose? And I mean, as a broadcaster, I never think a guy's automatically going to lose. But every single time I've asked the MMA guy, why are you boxing? They're like, because they pay more. So, in compared to an MMA fight. So, Roberto, I know you have to do it. Like Aldehir and Razo, they'll get guys who have an MMA background and will have a couple fights as a pro. How interesting is that when you deal with those guys and all of a sudden, wait a minute, these guys can actually box? Like, how do you figure out if a guy's legit or for real for that?
Well, obviously you got to see him in the fight first. Most of the time, when you get an MMA guy coming into boxing, remember, MMA's been around very limited time, years-wise, compared to boxing. So you have a boxer who's going to fight him, who's been fighting since he was 10 years old, 12 years old, 13 years old, or younger. So they have the experience in the boxing. However, a lot of the times these MMA fighters are just tough. So they're going to give your fighter rounds because they're not just there to show up and fall. So they're going to be tough. It's very rare you get a club or Swanson, you get a Collard that can actually be a good boxer. And that's because they've had the coaching, they've had the training, they've had the sparring. I think what's going to make Swanson a better MMA fighter, and I don't know him, is he can stand up and fight, not only take it to the ground. A lot of the MMA fighters can only take it to the ground. They don't know really how to strike or stand and box because it's awkward for them. But when you see a Clay Collard, look, from the day one, when I saw Clay Collard, he fought at Fantasy Springs. And he got a draw against an experienced amateur fighter. In the pros, got a draw. And it was fun to see. He's tough. He's good. And then we put him in against Beck.
Yeah. On short notice.
And Beck stopped him. But I said, you know what? People are going to think, oh, this guy's a good, tough fighter that can be easily stopped. And look, he's done everything I thought about him. He's beating guys that he wasn't supposed to beat because he's tough and he knows how to fight.
Yeah, that'll be
Roberto. But the thing is this. Let me tell you guys, based on my experience as a trainer that I've been in the MMA business for a while, every MMA fighter has a boxing coach.
Huh.
Because, yeah, look, Beto, this is what happens in the MMA business. In the UFC, in the MMA business, period. If you knock somebody out, you get paid more than if you choke them out. Or a submission, whatever. I mean, when I started training Cub Swanson 8-9 years ago, I mean, he started just knocking people. At one time, 6 of his fights were knockouts. And 5 of them were knockouts of the night, where he got a bonus, like a big bonus, like a big money bonus. So every MMA fighter has they got their jiu-jitsu coach, they got their wrestling coach, and they got their boxing coach. So every single MMA fighter has some sort of boxing experience because they got a boxing coach behind them.
Yeah, and you're going to see it this weekend. Cyborg, she's actually training with Virgil Ortiz's dad, Virgil Ortiz
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
See, so Cyborg is training with Virgil Ortiz Sr., and Virgil Ortiz doesn't know MMA. So all he's doing is just teaching her boxing.
The boxing.
Period.
The boxing.
Yeah.
And look what made Holly Holm. Holly Holm was a good MMA fighter because she was a boxer first. And then even before boxing, I think she was kickboxer or, something else.
All kinds of good stuff. It's all kinds of good stuff. All right, this edition of ThursDIAZ is done. It was a nice, quick one. Rate, review, subscribe as a new app on iTunes. Go. ThursDIAZ. Just put it in there. It shows up, and it's where is it at? Boom. There it is. Go to
ThursDIAZ iTunes.
On iTunes, go to ThursDIAZ, type in ThursDIAZ, and it pops up. And we have an official sign. There it is.
ThursDIAZ.
Imagine that workshop. Gabriel, thank you so much. We got the sign.
Gabriel, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, Gabriel. Thank you.
Gabriel took care of that. We got all kinds of things. So we have it. We got shirts coming. We got a logo. Roberto is back. Toño's gone. Razzo's gone. La Chusma's gone. Everybody's gone.
La Chusma's gone.
I didn't cuss at anybody, so I'm good. It was a good show today. So,
well, yeah, you didn't even open the bottle. That's why.
Oh well, it's here. It's here. It's I'm still scared of it.
Joel, I'm gonna send you the contract for Toño against Jesus Soto.
All right.
You're sure? Look,
No.
They're getting paid in pizza. There you go. All right.
Pizza and tacos.
Oh, wait, now who wants to jump in the show? Oh, now this guy wants to come in.
I don't want to jump in. I was invited by this guy.
He's a Diaz.
I want to give him 2 minutes of fame.
Yeah, this is
Diaz.
This is a Diaz. He's in charge of something at Golden Boy.
I mean, he's a Diaz, so he belongs in ThursDIAZ.
Well, he can go with though that kid. He's a nice kid. I don't want to say anything bad about him. I'll leave him alone. But if he acts up, I'm gonna send it with Choose My Show. He can go with Toño and Razzo.
I think my 2 minutes are up, so I'm out.
Just teach him how to play golf.
I'll see you guys.
All right, Joel Diaz Jr., Joel Sr., Razzo. Look, all of a sudden, everybody's starting to show up right now. You guys missed the show, go back and listen on iTunes, go listen on Spotify, go listen on YouTube. For Joel Diaz, Roberto Diaz, next week we'll have a bigger show. I'll open up the tequila. all kinds of good stuff. So buenas noches, everybody. Thank you for listening for another edition of ThursDIAZ.
Roberto, good seeing you.
Good night,
Beto. See you
everybody.
guys. Okay.
I'll see you guys soon. I'll see you at the bubble soon.
Yes, sir. We'll see you.